Today, I'm here to explain about combined transformations. So far, you've learned so many kinds of transformations, such as translation, reflection, compression, and expansion. If you combine all of these transformations, you can produce these transformations from y equal f of x. This is y equal a times f or b times x minus c plus d. This looks so complicated, doesn't it? So today, I would like to summarize all kinds of transformations. First, let me summarize horizontal transformations. But like I said, I've explained about reflection, translation, compression, expansion before. So if you want to know about them more, please check out my previous video first. Okay, let's get started. Horizontal transformation. Any changes made to here, inside the bracket, it's all related to horizontal transformation. There are three kinds of horizontal transformations. To explain about it easily, I put y equal f of x here, and which has the point 2, 4, and I transform f of x into three kinds of function. Okay, the first one, let me put the a here. Let me put 2 here. If some value multiplies x, this means horizontal compression or expansion. It depends on the value here. And by a factor of 1 over 2. So if the value is bigger than 1, it's going to be compression. On the other hand, if the value is smaller than 1, it's going to be horizontal expansion. And here it's all horizontal transformations. This means you don't need to change y value from here. So you can put 4 in all y values in horizontal transformations. But this value, it has to be changed. But this time the factor is 1 over 2. It's going to be reciprocal of this value. So 1 over 2 times 2 is 1. This is horizontal compression expansion. So this one is here, b. I talked about the b here. The next one, if there's a negative value multiplies x, this means reflection in the y-axis. This means if there is a function like this, it's not function, if there's a relation here, reflection in the y-axis means like this. So like I said, you don't need to change y value, but you have to change x values. You have to multiply -1 into x values. It's gonna be -2. The last one, if there's a value here, if you subtract or add some values, it's going to be translation. This time you have to be careful. If this value is negative, it's going to shift right, which means you plus the number here to here. So it's gonna be 5. Oops. But on the other hand, if the value is positive, you have to subtract the value from here. You have to make sure that that's all about horizontal transformation. If you don't know any of these, please check out my previous video. Okay, next, let's work on vertical transformation. Any changes made to outside of f of x, here, these relate to vertical transformation. I give you I give you the same example as horizontal transformation. Let me put y equal f of x here, which has the point to comma 4. Then I transform f of x into 3 kinds of functions. Then I also want to see the point of f of x, how this point is going to be shifted or changed. Okay? And this is vertical transformation. So x value is not changed because of vertical transformation. So I put same value here. Okay? The first transformation is, let me put the value here. If some value multiplies f of x, this means vertical compression or expansion by a factor of 2. But you do remember, in the case of horizontal compression or expansion, factor is reciprocal of the value here. But in the case of vertical transformation, the value is same as the value you put here. So this means you multiply 2, 4. 2 multiplied 4 is 8. This is vertical expansion. The next one, let me put the negative one here. If there is a negative one, this means reflection in x-axis. So if there is a function like this, reflection in x-axis means like this. X-axis is going to be like mirror. So, and again, you don't need to change x value, but you have to multiply negative 1 into y value from y equal f of x. So it's going to be negative 4. The last one, if you add or subtract value to f of x, it means translation. So if this value is positive, okay, let me put another value. Let me put 3. If this value is positive, you can just add to the value here. So 4 plus 3 is 7. If the value is negative, you subtract. And again, I explained about these before. If you want to know about it more, please check out my previous video. That's all about transformations. If you know these horizontal transformation, vertical transformations, it will be easy to solve this kind of combined transformations.